Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back finally to another Dark Avenger Comic Book review. We are severely late.
Oh yeah.
This is going up Thursday morning. We're recording this on Wednesday night. We are severely late due to the fact that New York Comic Con happened this weekend.
This past weekend.
This past weekend.
Yeah, you said this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend that has passed.
Yeah, right.
I love having him on the show to correct me.
Yeah.
So, it happened last weekend, and the beginning of the week was a very, very busy beginning of the week, so I did not have a chance to read the books, which were released on October 9th. Thank you.
The day before Comic-Con.
2013. The indie books, however, I did get up before this review for the 2nd, for October 2nd. So, after this review, probably tomorrow night, there will be another review involving the indie books that we've read for this week. So, at least the indie reviews are at least on time, even though it's kind of late, the indie review for those books as well. And you guys are going to notice I didn't have my voice. We recorded that, not the weekend of New York Comic Con, but we recorded a bit before then. So,
which only had me on the show. And
yeah, my voice was still a little straining. So, anyway.
Not bad for the first episode, though. I did pretty good,
Absolutely.
I would say.
Absolutely. So, this week, we got very little Marvel and a lot of DC. But, again, now that Villains Month's over, we go back to the norm. And the norm is a medium pile of books. There are a lot of indie books we will be reviewing this week. I don't have the exact list in front of me once again due to this episode being late. Starting next week, once things go back to a normal schedule, we will
work it out.
We'll have the list of the books we're reviewing. But I do know that we are going to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog, I believe.
Right. No, we did.
No, we did Sonic the Hedgehog.
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, right. The Walking Dead.
Well, we don't want to give it away.
No, we're not reviewing it. We're saying The Walking Dead is going to be a part of that. Transformers, I believe.
Yeah, there's Transformers. There's Ghostbusters.
You sure that's for this week and not next week? Forget it. Let's not give a list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it could be.
Yeah. There is going to be, I promised you guys I was going to do a rundown of everything that happened at New York Comic Con, a little vlog on this channel, which is basically going to aim towards everything that was posted on Ink. Following this video, I might shoot that video right after this. I don't know if it'll be uploaded right after this, but I will be shooting the video right after this, recapping everything that happened during New York Comic Con, my feelings on things and my experience. Mike did it, Kat did it. We all talked about it on the live show this past Tuesday, which was yesterday, or 2 days ago for you guys that are watching this on Thursday. We had a great time on the live show this week. We had a couple of guests, and I'm going to tease this now because I'm already several minutes into this episode. Next week, huge live show, and it's going to impact Dark Avenger Inc. and it will never be the same again after this live show. If things go, fingers crossed, you know, mouth zip, knock wood, and everything else according to plan, this episode after the next live show, Dark Avenger Inc. will never be the same again.
And it's not going to be the whole people turning and all that.
No,
so
no.
Don't worry, it's not that again.
So, enough talking.
Yeah.
We're at 24 minutes. We wasted 4 minutes talking.
Big 2 of Marvel and DC, and we start with Marvel.
Marvel, Avengers Arena, issue number 16. We are now finally at day 29, and you've got X-23 chasing after Hazmat, which we saw in issue 1. Now, I remember that. Aiden is going after one of the Runaways. You have the Runaways versus the Young Avengers. It was crazy. This issue had a lot of action. You also have Deathlocket, and I forgot who the other person was. The changes between brother and sister. Finding out about Arcade and his underground, his whole setup, and how he's watching everything play out. Also, a little spoiler alert here. It turns out that somebody is still alive. And no, it's not Metal. For those of you that are running to say, hey, Metal's still alive. No. I don't know if he will be at the end of this series. He might
probably
be.
will.
Probably. I don't think anybody ever dies. But it turns out that the original Dark Hawk, Chris Powell, is still alive. And that's kind of where they leave you off. And there's only 2 issues left until the grand finale of Avengers Arena. We found out at New York Comic Con this week. Avengers Arena ends, and the next chapter of Avengers Arena is Avengers going undercover, and that's...
That sounds...
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not reading it, but it sounds interesting. I might read #1 issues, as always, just to give things a chance. New story arcs, maybe to give things a chance, but I don't see it going past issue 1. So, for what it's worth, Avengers Arena is a really good book. Artwork is really good. I definitely say check it out. If you have not been reading Avengers Arena right along, get it in trade. You can also notice there's a fast review once again because it is late. I did show artwork, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did. I showed the last...
Oh, the last page, yeah. Sorry. Forgot.
Thor God of Thunder, issue #14. This book, it really doesn't feel like too much progresses from what I remember, because I did read this book. This is the only comic book I read pre-New York Comic Con. Why? Dialogue. Enough said. Dialogue. This, I remember the part where it turns out Asgard can't go after Malekith alone. It has to be a fellowship of all the realms. You get what I'm talking about already? A fellowship? It doesn't have any references to the Lord of the Rings at all. Why no? So Thor is paired up with one being from every single realm. And they're going to be the guardians of the realm. So they go after Malekith. They find Malekith, but once again, due to certain circumstances, Malekith escapes and the quest continues. And Thor makes a proclamation. This quest doesn't end until Malekith is dead or we're dead. That's the long and short of it, guys. It's the Fellowship of the Rings.
Next thing you know, they'll be referencing taking the hobbits to Isengard.
No, but there are dwarves.
Yeah, that's the hobbits.
No. The hobbits are hobbits. The dwarves are dwarves.
Yeah, they're 2 separate.
Right. There's no hobbits in here. There's dwarves in here.
Oh, just them? No. It's a reference and stuff like that. Don't correct me. Just go.
Anyway, when Thor says to get his goat at first, that's this guy right here on the cover. I laughed because I thought he was being sarcastic, and then when I turned the page and saw he was riding a gigantic goat, yeah, I guess he really did want them to get his goat. What? However, I am enjoying the artwork, and the story is slowly progressing. This does not remind me of other stories at all. But hopefully this won't be another 10-issue or 11-issue maxi story arc. Hopefully this will be a lesser, a more contained, shorter story arc, because I don't see this lasting for an entire year almost. Like the first story arc. No offense, first story arc, really good. It was very long, very drawn out, but at the end of the day, if you read the entirety of it, it was really good. This can't be good if you do 11 issues of this. This can't be good if every issue Thor gets to Malekith and then he escapes somehow. It's going to get long, drawn out, and boring. So I'm hoping that this story arc is short, action-packed, and good. This is a good setup to the Fellowship of the 9 Realms. Let's call them the Fellowship of the 9 Realms, so this way we don't get copywritten or anything like that. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yes, I am sticking with Thor. Heavy dialogue and all. Now, the best book out of Marvel this week, in my opinion, at least, Battle of the Atom, Chapter 7, X-Men number 6. For 5 chapters, and we said this on the live show, which is why I always like doing my reviews before the live show. This way you guys don't think I'm taking things from the live show. But I agree with Kat and a few other people on the live show that said, I believe Kat, Mike, and I know Brent didn't read it yet. And hopefully you're not watching this, Brent, before you're reading the books. I think Jay said it also.
Yeah.
That Wolverine was all for this X-Men team when they came into the present, said the past X-Men have to go back to the past because the future is all hell. Wolverine was all for them, agreeing with them 100%, saying the past X-Men have to go back. Now all of a sudden, you open the book, you open the book, and the very first panel Wolverine's in, which is only literally 2 pages, he's telling Rachel, I got a feeling something might be off. Keep an eye on them. And he's like, and then Rachel's like, are you wrong? No way in hell. And then the future X-Men, and the past and present X-Men show up at Jean Grey's school. They find out that Iceman and Beast are missing, and that fuels a fight between the future X-Men and Wolverine school X-Men. Basically, the X-Men from the future have thought of everything, and they one-up the Wolverine school X-Men at every single turn. They have the upper hand, and it seems like they won. Up until the last couple of pages where Cyclops and his X-Men show up, and we find out, and I'm not spoiling it in this review, I will talk about it in the next review with the next issue, we find out who Sentinel X is. But we're not spoiling it.
Oh boy.
So, that's interesting, but basically, the Wolverine school is in massive trouble, and it's the only person that could save them, ironically, is Cyclops, his X-Men, and the real X-Men from the future.
Wow.
Can't wait for the next chapter. In a way, I'm glad I just read this book today, because today is Wednesday. I only have to wait 2 more days until the next issue. I'm very happy about that.
Also, it's a weekly issue.
It's every week for the next, until the end of October. This is a 10-issue series.
Oh, so it's a week. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a week.
1 issue a week. And that's it for Marvel. Oh, by the way, I highly recommend you guys check out Battle of the Atom. Really, really good story so far. I'm really liking this mini. A lot of people are telling me mixed things about Infinity. I'm going to wait until it is concluded in its entirety, because knowing the way Marvel events go, it only takes 1 issue, and it could be the final issue, to ruin an entire miniseries. I'm not dedicating myself or obligating myself to get 18 issues just to get screwed over in the last one.
Why would they do that? To spoil the whole thing and then just...
Fear itself. Do I have to say anything else?
Well, no, I mean...
Thank you. So we're going into the DC comic books with... we'll go halfway through DC, and then I guess we'll take our commercial break. First, digital first. First, digital first. Very good. Digital first, book first. Smallville issue 18. In the paper form. I really enjoyed this issue. I really liked it. Superman is trying to find Wonder Woman's mother. Wonder Woman finally, after 3 paper issues, has hardback issues, or however you want to consider it, comic issues, dons her costume or her suit finally, and she's not leaving until somebody who was released, thanks to somebody who was chasing after Wonder Woman and her mother. Somebody was released, and Wonder Woman's not leaving, and probably never will leave, until that person is put back where she belongs. Artwork is really good. I like it. The only thing is, Superman looks like Superman in this book. There's really no Tom Welling. You know, you can't even see the resemblance of Tom Welling. The only time you actually see Tom Welling...
comic book Superman.
Yeah. The only time you actually see Tom Welling is on these covers lately. Honestly. So, if you're looking for a comic book where Superman looks like Tom Welling, It's a Superman comic with Tom Welling on the cover and Smallville, which was Tom Welling's series, as the title. That's it. It's just a straight up Superman comic in my opinion now. Because they're not even trying to make Superman look like Tom Welling anymore. It's just Superman. And it's funny because in the very first issue, all the way through till the 4th or 5th issue, that's all they made a point of doing, was to make Superman look like Tom Welling. Now the only characters that look like their counterparts are Chloe, Green Arrow, and at times Lois Lane. That's it. Everybody, and Lex Luthor. I'm sorry, and Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor has not changed. He still looks like Michael Rosenbaum. Other than that, Superman just looks like Superman. I decided to give this book a try because this is the only book that's connected to Superman that I'm not picking up and am going to give a shot to. Huntress, Power Girl, World's Finest, issue 16. Apparently I jumped in with a couple of things that have already happened. Apparently Power Girl's powers she's having trouble with her powers. Huntress is on her own and she needs Power Girl's help. She's chasing after a woman who has these superpowers and she is unable to capture her, unable to stop her. And she needs Karen in order to have a chance at it. And unfortunately, Karen's superpowers are, as they show in the book, they're not working right. So she's fighting to try to get her powers and her life back together the way it was. And Huntress is trying to catch the person she's chasing after. And this person just defies the laws of gravity and everything. I forgot how she put it. Physics. She breaks the laws of physics. And Power Girl tries to get her and things just don't work. It just ends with Karen saying, tell me something, how do I get my life back together? So Karen wants things to be fixed and things just aren't looking good for Power Girl. This is an okay issue. Huntress's moments in this book were really good and it reminded me of the Huntress mini that came out at the very beginning of the New 52. Remember the Huntress mini? And I said if the World's Finest book was going to be like that,
you did. I remember that.
It's going to be good.
Yep.
In the very beginning of this book, it's a main focal point on the Huntress for a bit. It gave me that little sense of the miniseries that came out of DC all the way back in the beginning of the New 52, and that was a plus for this book because it gave me that feeling I wanted, so that now I will pick up the next issue hoping to get that feeling again like I did when I was reading the Huntress miniseries. Now, I don't know how many of you guys out there enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Huntress miniseries. So, this book definitely gave me that feeling again in the beginning. And then, of course, you got Power Girl in there. But it's fun watching Power Girl also struggling to get herself back together and her powers back together. Now, I don't know what happened in the previous 15 issues. I'm sure Jay is going to catch me up on it at some point, but there is mention of Desaad in here. Apparently, they've been fighting Desaad for a while, and this is kind of their break away from Desaad now. So, interesting, and looking forward to the next issue and the upcoming issues. Superboy issue 24. This issue finally brings us back to that point where we were at 3 or 4 months ago in Superboy, where Superboy gets knocked out by some type of something that was going on. We don't know how, but the book ended. The book began where this book basically ended. I don't remember the exact issue, but Psycho Pirate wants to help Superboy, and he's trying to tell Superboy that Dr. Psycho, notice a lot of Psycho here, is tapping into and feeding off of Superboy's telekinetic powers. And Dr. Psycho's trying to shut him up. He's saying he's lying, he just wants your powers for himself. And Psycho Pirate actually admits, yeah, if you're willing to give it to me, I do want it. And he's able to manipulate Superboy's emotions very well because Superboy's ready to punch his head off, and then basically Psycho Pirate calms him down and he doesn't do it. But the artwork in this book is really good. I really like the artwork in this book. But Superboy finally turns on
Oh wow. That's
Dr.
nice.
Psycho, and they fight for a little bit. And we find out this does have a tiny connection to Forever Evil because there is mention of the secret society of supervillains in here, the coin, everything.
Oh, there.
And then we find out after the long drawn-out fight between Dr. Psycho and Superboy, it was actually Psycho Pirate that knocked Superboy out. And apparently, spoiler alert here, Superboy, his tactical telekinesis and his powers are gone. To be continued, apparently in Superman 24, which comes out in 2 weeks. So I guess all the books are connecting for the final part to the Psy War, even though this book is not entitled Psy War. As a matter of fact, Psycho Pirate actually makes mention about being in 2 places at once, that right now Psycho Pirate is fighting Superman as well as fighting as well as talking to Superboy. So there is a reference and a connection to what's going on in the Superman title and this book. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together and ends. I'm more excited for Return to Krypton, or Return of Krypton to Krypton, whatever. I'm looking more forward to that. So I just want this to end so we can get to that point already. I'm not looking forward to, however, as we learned at New York Comic Con, there is going to be a death. It's going to be Superboy, and apparently Supergirl is leaving the Super Family for another team, and a lot of people are speculating the Legion of Superheroes. If they're doing that, I do hope that they understand that they tried that, DC, years ago, and Supergirl didn't save the Legion of Superheroes. It was Connor Kent who saved the Legion of Superheroes. Remember when I started reading that series where Superboy was in it for a time? That was fun to read. However, I don't think this Superboy would be able to have as big as an impact as the pre-New 52 Superboy did. So, quite possibly it might be a new title, Supergirl and the League of Superheroes.
It could lead to something big, probably, when he makes his return.
Yeah.
So
that's a rumor. I don't know if that's true. A lot of people are also saying Supergirl's going to join Red Hood and his Outlaws.
I had it.
So it's either the Legion of Superheroes, the Outlaws, somebody. But somewhere along the line, Supergirl is going to be making a jump into a team. We just don't know which one yet. We'll have to wait and find out, I guess. We're now in the Bat Family books. Batgirl, issue 24. This book was really good. Nightfall. Batgirl is out for blood after what's going on. Barbara is putting the pieces together piece by piece about what's going on and what Nightfall is doing. Unfortunately, her boyfriend, after what happened in the last issue, is now in a coma thanks to her father. And she came this close to punching her father dead in the face. But she didn't, and she ran off, and a lot of people are speculating that Inspector Gordon or Detective Gordon or Jim Gordon is going to find out that his daughter, Barbara, is Batgirl at some point. So, that'll be interesting to see. And Jim is Inspector Gordon is trying to get in touch with his daughter. You know, he figures out that she was dating the guy that he shot, and he's leaving her message after message. Her roommate's starting to worry about it. She's like, you come home every day with bruises and you're knocked out. What's going on? And we find out then that Jim Gordon was put on Nightfall's list, and he has to die. Barbara Gordon comes by because she wants to actually talk to her father, and she finds out that Nightfall sent people to get her dad. So one last time, we're going to be seeing one more Batgirl. For the last time she claims she's going to be Batgirl. Is it going to happen in issue 25 though? Nope. Because it says right here at the end, the next issue goes into 0 year. So we're not going to see the conclusion of Wanted until at least issue 26. Because issue 25 is going to be a 0 year tie-in. So nothing in November, continuing the story.
So it's
December.
either the end of the year or the
It's either
beginning of the
December
year.
or I think it's December. No, it's December. So in December, we're going to get the conclusion to Wanted. Next month, we're going to be getting the tie-in to 0 year, which I will be getting. I just don't like that this story arc's not over yet, but they're going to put it on the side for a moment and do a 0-year tie-in. What I would have done was made sure that all the other books were not in the middle of a story arc. This way, when the 0-year comes in, like for example Nightwing, his story ended this week. When he goes into 0-year, it's fine. Barbara has one more issue to go. 0-year should have been in December then, the tie-ins, and make sure that there's nothing going on major in the books. But that's just my little gripe. I don't like when a story's interrupted for another story and then they bring you back to the story, but
that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Really good issue. Gail Simone has perfect dialogue when it comes to Barbara Gordon and when it comes to Batgirl and when it comes to this entire book. You read it and you enjoy every moment of it. The dialogue is crisp and perfect for this book. And with that, we are going to go into our commercial break because we are officially, actually, funny enough, halfway through the books. So guys, stay tuned. We will be right back after this commercial break. Eventually we will have more commercials, by the way. I keep getting asked about that. Working on it. So stay tuned. We will be right back after this commercial break. Hey everybody out there, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. We just talked about Batgirl, so now let's finish the Bat family off with Nightwing issue 24, the final part to the Tony Zucco Prankster story arc. Prankster is ready, he's putting the final parts of his plan together. His vendetta against the mayor is at its peak, and we find out why he's going after the mayor. It's not because of the money that he's going after the mayor, that the mayor he claims stole. Tony Zucco has the lowdown of everything and why the prankster is targeting the mayor. Spoiler alert here, you don't want to hear this, skip forward. This is the last part of the story arc. I know next month I'm going to be talking about 0-year, so I'm going to get everything out there about Nightwing now, this way I don't forget later. Turns out, okay, if you're skipping, skip now. Because it turns out that the mayor's brother and him accidentally killed Prankster's father. And ever since Prankster was a boy, he swore that he was going to get revenge on the family for doing that. And this is his revenge. Until Nightwing shows up and actually saves the day. Unfortunately though, because Tony Zucco's found out, he goes back to jail. Well, he has two options. He can go back to jail, or he can, there's this employer that's very interested in him and his work, or just keeping him out of jail. And it turns out, again a spoiler here, Tony Zucco's family, his wife and son, leave him. And he freaks out, and you know, they're like, well, Billy, this is the way it is. He's like, don't call me that. Billy Lester isn't real. And then the guy's like, tell me, what do my employer, what should we call you? And he says, call me Tony Zucco. So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Tony Zucco in a future story arc at some point. Also, we get to see what's coming next after 0-year, and it comes in the form of a guy called Ghost Walker, who used to be a superhero in Chicago. And yeah, for those of you that didn't guess it already, at least until they catch up to Forever Evil, Nightwing's staying in Chicago.
Yep.
So, but we all know Nightwing's not going to stay in Chicago long, because he comes back to Gotham, and he had captured, I can't remember who, but he was delivering him to Arkham. I'm trying to remember who he was delivering to Arkham. Forever Evil #1. I have to go back and look, but basically for now, Nightwing is out of the continuity with Forever Evil. Not out of continuity with DC, but it's not connected to Forever Evil. I think Nightwing's comic is going to connect to Forever Evil in the month of issue #6, right before the final issue. We're going to get the final issue of Nightwing, and we'll find out the final fate of Nightwing. Will Nightwing die? A lot of people are speculating, yes, this is going to be it. Nightwing's going to die. A lot of people are saying no. I agree with what Jay said on the live show. They'll fake kill Nightwing, and he'll show back up in a year or two. That's my prediction, if they're planning to kill him. Because I don't see them killing Nightwing, because there are a lot of hardcore, strong Dick Grayson fans. I being one of them. He's the original Robin. He's the only Robin that, you know, has survived through so much. He's even become Batman for a time. Even in the New 52, Batman took a vacation and he took over as Batman. You can't kill somebody who can take over as Batman and then go back to being Nightwing.
Nope.
But this is DC and this is their decision, so we'll have to wait and find out. Mike, finally give me a break.
Okay, here we go. Constantine issue number 7. There are a lot of people who are actually saying that they're not really reading Constantine or liking the series.
And that's why they're not going to be reading Forever Evil Blight.
Right, but to be honest, I found nothing wrong with this issue. Like I liked it. I mean, it talks about a new villain who is coming into the book, and he does
obviously he's not staying because the next issue is going to connect to Blight.
Right, because of that. And
oh, it's because of that he's here?
Well, yeah, he does magic. By the way, his name is Mr. E. That's his name.
Mr. E?
Yeah.
Mystery?
Yeah, haha, I know, that's funny.
The House of Mr. E?
Yeah, so, yeah. Him and Zorgon have a fight. I heard you. I know.
Come on.
So, yeah, so there's a whole thing about where Mr. E pays a visit. Stop it.
Okay.
Who pays a visit to this woman who was one time a witch, and he takes, like, the spirits away and stuff like that.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery, indeed.
It's a Mr. E.
Yeah. And there's just, like, a whole big thing of the cold flames, and, you know, if you want to know more about that, you can read the book. What really interested me was when John Constantine and Zorgon met each other, and she was just telling him, you know, that there was a light in her to, like, everything he did and everything was all hers now, and, you know, and Mr. E's hunting him down as well, John Constantine. But, after they have their big talk with each other, spoiler, let's just say this happened. Yeah, John Constantine and Zorgon got together, and all of you know it's got to be a trap.
Oh, of course it's a trap.
Which does happen, actually, in the last page. And this doesn't look good for Constantine. You know, when you play with fire,
you get burned.
You get burned. Just like when I said about the other comic book. I think it was Phantom Stranger. At one time I said it. But, oh, you know what that was. It's a good issue. I will be talking more about that in my in-depth comic review, which will be this week due to New York Comic Con. More of the details will be on Dark Avenger Inc., but I suggest you pick up the book, because I see it to be a good issue. That's my opinion of that.
Green Lantern Corps number 24, Lights Out Part 2. Finally the action starts. Oa is slowly breaking apart. The power battery is gone, and without the power battery, Oa can't stay together. So Oa's going to explode. That's a good word to put it, right? Explode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Green Lanterns are still fighting Relic, and they need a way to stop Relic. And actually John Stewart's the one that comes up with the brilliant idea, which I actually have to say, they're making John Stewart very, very good in this universe. Artwork at times is a bit sketchy. I feel it's a little cartoony at times, but sometimes it really does shine. But for the most part, it's a little cartoony in my opinion. But the story itself is really good. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, as well as the Citadel and all the injured people, and unfortunately all the people that were put in science cells, that were put in jail, escape Oa, while John Stewart and a bunch of the rookie Green Lanterns distract Relic and keep his attention. And in the end, the planet's ready to explode. A rookie, I will not say who, read the book, sacrifices his life And turns out it was for naught because Relic survived. Oa is now gone. John has another plan, however, and it involves another Lantern Corps. We'll find out. You'll find out which Lantern Corps it is, and we will discuss it in the next issue of Lights Out. The next part, which I believe comes out, as a matter of fact, next week, or is it 2 weeks from now? I'm trying to think.
Wouldn't it be 2 weeks from now? Because the Lights Out came out last week. Then a week later, I think that one came out. So I think it's...
It depends. It'll be to be continued in Green Lantern New Guardians sometime this month. This is a 1 month contained story, which I like. I like it a lot. It's better this way.
Right.
Go through one of each book. No, I think Green Lantern New Guardians is coming out next episode, and then the episode after that is when we're doing Red Lanterns.
Right.
It's connected to all the Lantern books except Larfleeze. So, and the special, not the annual.
Annuals,
yeah.
right.
So it's connected to the annual as well. So, really looking forward to what's happening in Lights Out. Lights Out, this chapter or this part, the action definitely took a notch. It went up a whole notch and a half. Really enjoying it. Really recommend you guys be checking out what's going on in the Green Lantern universe. It has not skipped the beat at all. A returning series to this review. Forever Evil tie-in. Suicide Squad issue 24. Amanda Waller is sending a team of people she put together, mostly supervillains, with Steel. Because Steel is apparently... Amanda Waller finds Steel. This is during Forever Evil #1. It turns out the crime syndicate had destroyed the town or city he was working in, or the village, I believe it was. And Amanda Waller gives John Stewart a way to avenge them and to go after the crime syndicate. This is a very good page, by the way. Here's Steel. So Amanda Waller has Steel. I believe this is the Forgotten Soldier. Captain Boomerang. I can't remember this guy's name for the life of me.
Well, those look a lot...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. But it's all connected to Forever Evil #1. The Thinker is actually faking being Amanda Waller, and the Thinker actually creates his own Suicide Squad, which is comprised of... also Power Girl is on Amanda Waller's side. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wrong team. Wow, I messed this up bad. Let me try that again. Steel, Power Girl, the Forgotten Soldier, I believe his name is, are part of the Thinker's Suicide Squad, and I screwed that up completely. Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, and Harley are part of the real Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad, and they're sent to the Rocky Mountains to prevent the Thinker from getting to something, or prevent the people at Belle Reve getting to something. And spoiler alert, because we did talk about it on the live show and a few people mentioned it, it's OMAC. So, and Amanda Waller can't leave Belle Reve because she was put in a collar, and if she takes one step out of Belle Reve, so it's kind of ironic that the bomb is on the other head now.
Well, she should. I mean, we don't need her in the comic book.
No, we don't need her at all. Really.
She could just walk off and...
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need her. Just walk off. I'll help her. Just walk this way. Okay, goodbye. Yeah. I know it's horrible, but I just don't
basically it's Suicide Squad versus the Thinker Suicide Squad. And actually, Deadshot actually makes mention that Suicide Squad's over because all the bombs were taken out of their necks a long time ago. So, still going to be interesting. King Shark is no longer working with the Suicide Squad or Amanda Waller. He's working for the Thinker. And you also have Jim Gordon Jr. mixed in all this. It's a crazy book, but it's really good. If you're enjoying Forever Evil, if you're getting all the times, you'll be reading this. If not, it's still, if you're enjoying Suicide Squad, you'll enjoy this issue. Next is another tie-in to Forever Evil, but it's Michael's tie-in.
Yes. Book of the Week, Forever Evil, Trinity of Sin.
For him, not for me.
For me. Trinity of Sin, The Phantom Stranger, issue number 12. Is it just me, or do I feel that this cover is like a Villains Month cover? Of, you know, how the villains own the superheroes? Like, I kind of found that as the irony of this. But yeah, we do see the Sin Eater in this comic book. But first off, the Phantom Stranger, we all know what happened with the whole racing memories and all that other stuff because of what he did. So, they're just recapping about what happened during the Trinity War of Phantom Stranger, of why he shouldn't have not helped other people, because the dog's trying to tell him that he's not supposed to help people, because he's supposed to be someone who doesn't really do any of that. Like, he's not the type of person. And there's just like a whole big dialogue to that. Here's some artwork, which looks phenomenally awesome. So Chris, in the comic book that we saw issues back, he makes an appearance again, and we learn a lot of things about him, like some superpowers that he has, and him and Phantom Stranger have a talk together. And Dr. 13, thinking that he was dead, Chris brings Dr. 13 back to life. And then there's this whole big dialogue of what the Question had behind the whole when Dr. 13 killed Phantom Stranger, and there's a solar eclipse thing which is connected to Forever Evil. Just thought I'd throw that out there. You know? So, Chris lives with Dr. 13, and meanwhile, Phantom Stranger sees the Sin Eater, and he's just saying, what did he do? And we'll find that out in, that is the question. What the Sin Eater did, you know, question, all that.
But I'm bummed.
There is some stuff I left out because I want you guys to definitely read this, but this issue was really awesome.
I'm liking Phantom Stranger. I don't really read Constantine, but I've been looking at Phantom Stranger, and this book looks really good.
I'm not sure if I said Constantine artwork was good, but the artwork's phenomenally awesome. I'll explain more when I do the in-depth comic review, but in my opinion, that is Book of the Week.
Okay, top 3 books that everybody's discussing. First one is Forever Evil, Arkham War, issue 1 of 6. A 6th issue all the way until the very end of Forever Evil mini tie-in series. Batman's gone. Everybody from Arkham Asylum has taken a piece of Gotham. Bane, if you remember the Bane one-shot, has now arrived at Gotham. Him and everybody from Blackgate are going to take over. He wants to take over Gotham.
Right.
So, it's like, I own Gotham and I will break all of you because I can't break Batman. I don't like Dr. Pig. That the whole point of that stupid thing was ridiculous. Scarecrow is running around scaring everybody about Blackgate and Bane. I actually missed seeing this page. But he's warning everybody about Bane being there and how his people are trying to destroy, you know, the Arkham people and take over Gotham. And that's basically what the issue is. The main focal point is on Bane. Huge thing, and this is kind of a spoiler here for those of you that read Court of Owls. Bane discovers the Talons and is about to wake them up to serve him. That was huge in this book. That is definitely something huge. And he issues a warning. He's like, everybody who's in Gotham, the lunatics, the psychos, everybody will be crushed, and their reign will be short-lived. So that's something. Penguin is trying to work things out with Scarecrow and says that first we got to block off all the ways out of Gotham. So, wow, this was a real surprise. They blow up all the bridges, so now Gotham is basically cut off from the entire world. Inspector Gordon is just basically at the top of the police station watching the mayhem and the chaos going on all throughout Gotham. And, yeah, so basically This is the best part of the book. Bane uses Dr. Pig to send a message to Scarecrow and everybody from Arkham Asylum. What Arkham and its mad idiots thought it controlled is now mine. There's no more Batman, there is no more Justice League, there is only Bane.
Bane's gonna be a center of attention throughout the whole Arkham War story.
Basically, he wants to be the warlord, or not the warlord, he wants to be the lord, or the only head, leader, king, let's put it king works good, of Gotham. He wants to own all of Gotham. There is only Bane. And he controls everything. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, but first issue, it looks like Bane basically has everything under control, and it only took one issue to do it. So it's going to be interesting to see where the other 5 issues go, and how this war for Gotham will progress, because Bane hasn't gone after any A-list supervillains yet. It's going to be interesting to see Bane go up against each and every one of Batman's villains, if that's where they're aiming to go with this.
That would be good.
All I know is the biggest points in this book are Bane is now in Gotham, Bane wants control, and he will stop at nothing. He will snap as many necks as he has to, which he does do in this book a lot.
So he breaks?
He will snap a lot of necks. He will snap however many necks he has to gain control of Gotham. And he has the talons to help him. And he has an army of people. To be continued. Whoa. I know a lot of people were questioning whether they should get this book or not. Get this book. It was a good first issue. If you don't like it, there's no obligation. Don't read the other 5 issues. Drop the miniseries, and that's it. I recommend anybody who's reading Forever Evil and enjoying it to check out every single tie-in, which there is only 3. Argus, Arkham Wars, and Rogue's Rebellion. I recommend everybody check out at least the first issue of each series. You don't know which one you're going to like.
So that way they could understand Forever Evil.
Nope, you don't have to. And if you don't want to
know what's going on.
Nope. If you don't want to buy the miniseries, you don't have to. You could just read Forever Evil, issues 1 through 7, and you got the main story.
Okay.
These are just extras. Arkham War is an extra. I'm reading everything because, well, when it comes to Blight, Mike's reading Blight.
Yes,
because he reads all the magical, dark side of the DC Universe. When it comes to me, I don't mind buying the 3 miniseries for a couple of months. And I'm reading all the Justice League books anyway, so yeah, Forever Evil is basically in my read pile regardless at this point. Superman Wonder Woman issue number 1 with a, of course I'm going to have to show it, with the fold out cover. I love Superman in this book. Don't love Wonder Woman. The main point of this book is Wonder Woman wants to tell the world about her and Clark's relationship, and she wants to teach Clark how to be more like the Amazons. Is anybody already getting the feeling of Injustice Gods Among Us? Because I sure as hell am. And the words that that reminded me of Injustice Gods Among Us was when they were talking about the relationship and how Clark wants to keep everything secret, and Wonder Woman says, that's what I mean. We Amazons celebrate our uniqueness, our power, and the rest of the world be damned. And the woman she's sparring with says, perhaps you can show him how it's done. And she's like, perhaps even tonight. What was the other thing?
Hessia, she was sparring with.
Hessia, right, thank you.
Wait, what was the question?
I'm trying to find the part where she's telling her that he has great power and he...
like he feels ashamed or something?
No, I think maybe it was her talking with Clark. She meets up with Clark. They're on a date, and they keep jumping back and forth from the past to the present. And I want to find that part.
But they're meeting.
She tells Clark, "Have you ever thought about letting people see your Fortress of Solitude and know about us?" And Clark's like, "No. The fortress is private, and as far as us, I want to keep us secret for us and for the public. is a secret we have to keep, and I want to keep it.
So that's something.
Oh, here. She says, she wants to... Here. You're so strong, Clark, but you've never been trained to fight. Power isn't everything. I, on the other hand, have studied under the actual god of war since I was a child. You have things to learn, and I'm just the woman to teach it to you. Does that not remind you of Injustice, Gods Among You?
That reminds me of that.
Us. Gods Among Us.
Yeah, and they should have bowled down, or why they didn't.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman wants to make Superman more like her. Injustice again. And we're jumping into the present where there was a storm that Superman was sent to by the Justice League. And Wonder Woman shows up to help. And as shown by many, many reviewers already, Doomsday shows up. And yes, Zod is going to make an appearance. If you've been reading the solicits, you know Zod is right behind Doomsday. But Doomsday is not fighting Superman, as you saw from the picture. He's fighting Wonder Woman. And things aren't looking too good. And Superman is not there at the moment. He's bringing the people that they were saving back to the coast.
Right, because that's
away from the storm. He said, don't go into the water. Don't do anything. Wait for me to come back. And, of course, she doesn't listen, and that's where the problems begin. After reading this issue, I'm almost 100% sure that this book is not a book that's showing us the relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman. It's showing us the reasons why they can't stay together. Wonder Woman wants to make Superman like her. Superman is set in his ways. Clark is set in his ways. Nobody could change his mind. Nobody can manipulate him. Nobody can... she's not going to manipulate him, but nobody can change the way he is. Not even Wonder Woman. And that's why I don't like... Wonder Woman's personality in this book makes me hate her. Straight up hate her. She just wants to make Superman like her. This way, there's no problem on her end. Whereas on Superman, his end, everything's perfectly fine. She's the only one that's not happy. Yet she's probably the one that's going to leave him for Steve Trevor in the end. Because she's only with him because she can't be with Steve Trevor because he's mortal. You know, nobody finds that stupid.
I find it totally...
They're together by convenience, not because they're in love. Remember that, everybody. Maybe Superman is falling in love, but once again, Wonder Woman's only with him because they are equal in power.
Yeah, and not only that, she wants to, like, just train with her to be like her and just not be Superman anymore. Just be someone totally different.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but the way she's written in this book and the way it's going... First of all, before anybody gets the wrong idea, I love this book. I love the direction the story's going. Amazing. Can't wait for the next issue. This is the book that reintroduces Doomsday in the New 52, minus the villain one-shot, and Zod's going to be in it. This is going to be spectacular. However, I hate Wonder Woman. I don't like what she's trying to do to Superman, and I hope in this book they prove that not even Wonder Woman can change Superman and his ways. But this book is really good. Highly recommend you guys check it out. If you didn't have an opinion about Wonder Woman after reading this, you just might. And it won't be a good one. This is my opinion. I don't care. I'm reading this for Superman, so Wonder Woman can take a hike at some point. But I think that's what this book is to prove, that, you know, Superman and Wonder Woman, they can't be together. I give this series 12 issues. Maybe. It could go further. Just because I said 12 issues, but in my guesstimation, I'm guessing 12 issues, 1 year. Maybe 24, because we're doing Forever Evil for a while, so maybe 2 years. After that, they're going to break up and the book's going to separate. Now, the book that tops that is a book that is $7, but worth every penny because this is a super thick book and super heavy story. Batman issue 24. The first time Bruce Wayne puts on the cape and cowl and he attacks the Red Hood and his gang as Batman. Some people don't like this book because of the little beginning of Joker, like the origin of Joker is kind of thrown in here.
No sound.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
give me just 2 seconds. We're going to push a button on the camera and then we can get right back into this. So just 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So, Batman's going after the Red Hood to put it stopped him once and for all. We find out that Red Hood won, and I know a lot of people are not happy about this. They kind of showed the origin of the Joker here. It turns out Red Hood won, was the Joker. A lot of people spoiled it on their videos, really, like right off the bat. I don't understand why they did that, but basically, Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. All of a sudden, Alfred is like 100% behind Batman or Bruce Wayne, and they don't even wait. It's the beginning of the book, and Bruce Wayne is Batman, and because of his appearance, now the Red Hood is pushing his plan even faster forward, and Bruce is just trying to put the pieces together and try to figure out what the Red Hood is planning and what's going on. Inspector Gordon, who's not an inspector yet, he's a detective still. Detective Gordon is thrown on the case. Bruce Wayne makes a humongous speech about why he's back in Gotham and that he knows what the Red Hood gang is actually planning, what the Red Hood is planning to do. They attack. Bruce sneaks into the ace, or the place where the Red Hood gang is. We get the bat signal. This was an awesome book, both story-wise and just visually as well. The Batman makes his appearance. The Red Hood gang, he takes them out pretty easy. Once again, this is the beginning of Batman. So this is like a costume that you could tell it was literally just put together. Purple gloves.
It's like the animated series.
Purple gloves, okay? It's like the beginning of Batman. Like the very first ever suit of Batman. And again, the Red Hood #1, or the leader of the Red Hood gang, we find, we get to see a kind of origin of the Joker, because he jumps into the vat, just like what Joker does to Harley, and he disappears. No body's ever found. So, we get to see the beginning of the legend of Joker versus Batman. And basically that's it. The Red Hood gang is taken care of. We then get the secondary story with different art. Art's okay in the secondary story, but not as good as the first. But then again, it is Greg Capullo, so it's hard to follow Greg Capullo's art. And what the secondary story is this time is very important. It is the beginning of Chapter 2 of Zero Year. I believe Zero Year has 3 chapters. The first one was the Red Hood gang in the beginning of Batman, and the second one is Blackout. Because now Riddler makes his first appearance, and Riddler shuts the power down in Gotham. So Gotham goes dark. To be continued in the next issue. So we witnessed the end of Chapter 1. Batman's dealing with the Red Hood gang and Red Hood, and I'm sure the upset of a lot of people finding out that the Red Hood actually was the Joker, or that's how they're at least trying to explain it. And we get the beginning of Zero Year's second chapter, which is Darkness, or I forgot what they were calling it. Blackout. Blackout. Thank you.
Yes.
So, this is a spectacular book worth every penny. Every page was spectacularly drawn. The dialogue is perfect. The very beginning of Batman was done masterfully. We get to see, like I said, the beginning of Batman versus Joker. And we find out actually that Red Hood 1, the original Red Hood 1, was killed by the person who took over as Red Hood 1, who was the Joker. And they just can't figure out whether it was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. But at some point, Red Hood #1 was killed and somebody took his place. Spectacular book. Can't recommend it higher enough. This was my book of the week. This was amazing. Batman 24 set it off. I'm ready for Chapter 2 with open arms. This looks really great. Can't wait. Not too thrilled about Batman Eternal. That's going to be coming out next year, which is going to be a weekly series.
Oh boy.
Hopefully it'll only be $2.99. and it's leading into stuff that's happening in 2015, not even in 2014. It's a series that's going through 2014 to lead into 2015.
Why are they telling us now?
Coming out in 2014.
But why are they leading it into 2015? It's not
that's really planning ahead, isn't it?
Far ahead. Things could happen in between.
Stephanie Brown, enough said.
You should have said the name, and I would have said, "Oh, well, there you go."
Yeah, that's what was mentioned at New York Comic Con. They're like, "We gave you Stephanie Brown, now we're gonna kill Nightwing." No, I don't care about Stephanie Brown. I grew up with Nightwing, Dick Grayson, before I even cared about Stephanie Brown. But obviously, Stephanie Brown's coming back regardless. I'm glad Stephanie's back, but leave Nightwing alone. Let him live. And with that, that's it for this week, guys. Look forward to my New York Comic Con vlog directly after this video. Sorry again, this was late. This was all over the place. Once again, New York Comic Con and a very busy beginning of this week really hindered me from doing this review up until now. So let's end this review so this way we can move forward. Look forward to the indie show hopefully tomorrow. As a matter of fact, we'll be filming it, so you guys will see it on Friday. So, Batman 24. Awesome. Definitely book of the week. Definitely something to check out. Superman Wonder Woman #1. I hate Wonder Woman, but I love this series so far because hopefully it's going to prove that Superman and Wonder Woman don't belong together. Also, I forgot to mention in this book, somebody has a picture of Superman and Wonder Woman together, the lip lock. So, somebody knows about them being together and sends it to Cat Grant. So we might be, obviously it's mentioned in future issues that it's out in the open about Wonder Woman and Superman's relationship. We'll see what happens there. Forever Evil Arkham War issue 1 of 6. I enjoyed it. First issue, I say everybody give it a shot. Phantom Stranger #12.
My book of the week, phenomenal issue. Can't wait to see what happens next.
Suicide Squad #24 was a really good read. Love seeing Steel and Power Girl in this. Green Lantern Corps 24 was really good. Action definitely picked up. Constantine #7.
Great issue. Looking forward for the next issue with Mr. E.
Nightwing 24, his first adventure in Chicago, ends in this issue. Really good. Looking forward to, in 2 months, the continuation of his Chicago Tales and 0 Year. Batgirl 24, loved it. I wish that it wasn't being interrupted by 0 Year, but it is. We'll see the ending of Wanted in 2 months. Superboy 24 was good. I leave it up to you guys. Huntress and Power Girl issue 16, I leave up to you guys. I think I jumped in the middle of something, but still it was an enjoyable read. Smallville 18, if you love Smallville, you'll be reading this. X-Men #6, awesome. Battle of the Atom is one of the best series going on right now in, or miniseries that's going on in Marvel. Definitely something to check out. Thor God of Thunder issue #14. Pretty much the same. You get to see the Fellowship of the Nine Realms. Check it out. And Avengers Arena #16. Up to you guys if you're reading it. Check it out. If you're not, check it out and trade. Okay, guys. Also, don't forget to check out comicrelated.com, your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Don't forget to check back on Dark Avenger Inc. We give you guys as many videos as we can each and every day. This way, we have everything covered. But this way, when you go in your sub box, you'll have something new to watch every day. There are some days where we don't have anything. Right now, we're ending con season. So now that we're done with con season, we'll be moving right along again. So look forward to videos on Dark Avenger Inc. to be coming regularly. Look forward to the live show next week. I cannot promote it enough. Big things are coming, and Dark Avenger Inc. will never be the same after them again. Also, I haven't said this in a while. Don't forget to check out Pete's Basement. It's been a long time since I said that, but it was an honor and a really great time meeting Pete from Pete's Basement at New York Comic Con. I will be mentioning this in the vlog. If you check out Pete's Basement Extra, they have a time lapse of the table. You'll see me, Mike, and Cindy there during the time lapse. I believe it was at 5 minutes exact, or 4 minutes and start from 4 minutes and 30 seconds and run all the way through until 5 minutes, and you'll probably see us. Also, Mike and I were in the very last couple of minutes of this week's episode that came out on Tuesday. And yeah, just looking forward to a lot of stuff coming out of Pete's Basement. You can tell it's getting late and I can't talk. Looking forward to a lot of stuff coming out of Pete's basement as well as my basement. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Take care, keep reading, keep collecting. Also, notice the Nightwing New York Comic Con exclusive, now a permanent fixture in the background of this comic review, as well as Mike's, what is it called?
The Deuteronomy
logo.
Yeah.
Is finally a part of the background. The Dark Avenger name goes up on the top now. So this way, yeah. So background changes. New York Comic Con was spectacular. I'll show you guys everything I got, as well as all the fun we had and the great people we met in the blog. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the live show next week. Stay tuned on Dark Avenger for big things. Website's coming soon. Videos from me are coming soon for Dark Avenger that aren't con related. Take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see you guys in the next video. I see the light blinking. I'm getting nervous, so take care, everybody. See you guys next week.
Later, guys.